is an interesting thing to try with Google Bard or ChatGPT. Probably best at this stage to use it as a way of developing AI literacy, to discuss aspects of expression, but also to get students to think metacognitively about the ways in which we form judgments about quality of work, for example, using the rubric. So what I've done here is I've isolated just one item, one element from a longer rubric. So this is about writing and communication. So these are the defined categories at the top of the rubric here, and these are the different differentiators for the marks. We can discuss till the cows come home our thoughts about the validity and the objectivity therein, but let's just accept for a moment that this is a very common practice. So I've got these things here, and the student might be thinking, well, but what does that mean? What does the differentiated paragraph between the 60s and the 70s actually look like? Because a lot of these ideas are very subjective. One way we can do this, I think quite interestingly, is to write something. So I've written a paragraph here, and then instruct ChatGPT or Google Bard to look at the paragraph that I've written, make a judgment about where it thinks it sits in these grade categories, according to the defining characteristics here, and then to take it to the next level, which is to ask it to rewrite it according to the other grade bands, giving us something that we can analyze, critique, compare, not take as gospel, but really focus on in terms of those differentials within the text. So let's give it a try, shall we? So what I'm doing is I'm taking not only the text I typed, not only the prompt, but also the entire rubric. And I'm going to go into ChatGPT. I'm using GPT-4 because I want to show you the difference between that and Google Bard. So I've just literally pasted it in, and what it's saying here is that this paragraph is in probably the good band. Now, if I extrapolate an entire essay from that, in terms of the writing and communication, I would probably go along with that. But it's quite interesting and difficult. And what you find is that it offers you degrees of sophistication. Now, one of the things that you might have a problem with, let's look at the outstanding here, is that actually some of the word use here is potentially unnecessarily obfuscating. I might argue that actually the excellent band has greater clarity in lots of ways than the outstanding band, but it gives you a very interesting idea. I've already done it in Google Bard, and what you'll notice is that it's suggested a much lower grade. So, I think we really need to start getting students to try different things and compare different things, but also it's taken a very different approach. So what it's done here is it's suggested particular things that might be replaced in that paragraph, and also it's given us fail band suggestions, and it gives us some variations in the draft. Side by side, those two examples from a single paragraph, I think would make a really interesting analysis exercise in any class, in any topic, and it's something that could be facilitated, or it could be something that students are suggested to do for themselves.